As you all know, right now African music is globally taking over the world right now, and it excites me to know that my African brothers and sisters are actually putting us on the map globally. So I want to emphasize or talk mostly to independent artists who are here in Africa. This is MKG Foundation podcast, where I'm going to be talking about independent artists in Africa and also with the music industry in Africa. Because as you all know, some informations are nowhere disposed to these artists to know what is right from wrong. So on this podcast, I'm going to be throwing more light and giving some professional guideline and advice for independent artists. Uh, First of all, I have to talk about musical production and the consequences of getting your song recorded with online downloaded beat, which you do not have copyright to or know the originality of where the beat is actually coming from. So a lot of artists do go online and download any kind of instrumentals that they kind of find interesting, and they see like an open opportunity for them to use in recording songs and all, not forgetting the fact that no one knows the song that might be the next hit among your catalogs. So this is why it is very important for any independent artist who is out there not to just go on the internet and download any kind of instrumentals and use in recording their songs or sound. So if you must, in 2024, if you must win, if you must succeed, then you have to sit your game tight and know the rights from the wrongs. It is very wrong and unprofessional for any artist to put in effort and resources, inspirations into projects that at the end of the day, they are not going to generate any revenue or dividends from. So why don't you stop cutting short and find your means of making sure that you pay for your production uh, of songs directly with the producers or sound engineers, or even if you do not have the financial capacity of such individuals who are the producers or sound engineers or music directors, then you can go into some sort of negotiations of agreement in a written form before you proceed to making use of their product or their samples or instrumentals to record your song. So that when you do that, you stand the advantage of getting yourself some reward, some revenue, generate some income, endorsement if anyone comes and all that, because you have the copyright to yourself. But if you go ahead and get any sort of instrumentals from the internet and just record your songs on, and the song starts to get major streams, then definitely then you will realize that you actually not getting anything because you are not the original owner of the sound that you use in producing or in recording your song. No matter how no matter how interesting the songs might get to, no matter how much streams it gets you or views it generates, no matter how much amount of money that such kind of project generates, you stand to gain nothing. So on that note, you as an independent artist who wants to grow, you have to have that mindset and that orientation of knowing when to record a song that you put out on the music streaming platforms. Yes, you can actually make use of some instrumentals that you get from anywhere and use those for recording as rehearsals. But if it is to any song that you know you are going to be putting out on the streaming platforms where money will be generated, then you must have that business mindset of knowing that you have to make use of a productional beat or instrumental that you owns the copyright directly to. And if you're not directly to, then you have a split share sort of agreement with the original creator of the beat or whatever sound that it is. Right now the music industry is no longer like it used to be back in the days where you can just go into the airspace and dump whatever you feel like, or right now there is metadata which actually have every information of any piece of content that gets to the internet space, because that is where the market is. So therefore, protect everything that has to do with your data information and protect anything that has to do with your branding as an independent artist, so that you can be able to earn a good living out of your talent. Then you going the other way around, thinking you're doing the right thing because you recorded a song and it sounds nice and it's out there and people are downloading it, people are streaming, but you are not getting anything out of it. So meaning that is not show business. Maybe that is charity business. So why don't you, in 2024, if you're the type that has been making such error, why don't you sit right this time and get yourself on the right track and making sure that you actually do the right thing and not cutting short. If you do not have money for your production, a payment to the producer or sound engineer or whoever, there's always room for negotiations. You can put some sort of negotiation on the table, let them understand that you are interested in working with them, but you do not have the financial capacity. And if they can go on a split share agreement with you, then you can now be able to put it into written and before proceeding to produce your song with them. And by so doing, you become successful in your career. Gone are those days whereby you need to be on a record label before you succeed musically. Right now, if you are even within your comfort zone, be it anywhere you are, and you are doing the right thing and utilizing the internet space as an independent artist, you can actually earn a good living without stressing, like those years where you have to start hawking by yourself to your songs, telling every individual, this is my song, I did this and that. But right now, with the internet space, anything you put out there can get to places that you haven't even been to while you're making a living out of it. So as an independent artist, or as an upcoming artist, or as a music individual, make sure that you actually protect your content for revenue purposes. I still remain Mr. Kem G, your African King, here on MKG Podcast. So until next, when I see you again, we will be talking on a different topic with the challenges also that independent artists faces here in Africa. Until then, peace.
Musical person, man, a musical. African king, man, a musical. They wonder how me go international. That's why they wanna turn me to criminal. Me not criminal, so me tell them say me not criminal.